of the Lorain County Developmental Disability Board. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, good morning. My name, as he said, is Amber Fisher, and I'm the superintendent of the Lorain County Board of Developmental Disabilities, which is more commonly known as Murray Ridge Center. And I very much appreciate the opportunity to be here today to talk to you about Issue 5. This is a 1.6875 mills levy that will be on the May 8th ballot, and it represents more than 30% of our agency's revenue. I did just want to mention, as did Dr. Kern, that just to question the number on the screen regarding the cost of the levy to the owner of a $100,000 home. I will double check this, but it is less than $4.75 a month, or less than $60 a year is the information I have. So I will check that and get back to you.
This is great.
Saving money left and right.
Well, no,
so what I'd like to do really quickly, maybe a little unorthodox, but how many of you have heard of Murray Ridge Center? How many in the, okay, fabulous. Well, that's almost everybody. And this is what we find, that most people have heard of at least some aspects of our program, because maybe they know somebody who's in the program, maybe have a family member or a friend, but many people also don't know the full scope of the services that we provide in our community. So Murray Ridge Center serves more than 2,000 Lorain County residents with developmental disabilities, to include both children and adults. Now, developmental disabilities can result from many different causes: Down syndrome, autism spectrum disorder, Asperger's syndrome, I think was mentioned earlier, and that is a developmental disability rather than a mental health condition. A developmental disability can also be, for example, a traumatic brain injury that occurs during childhood. So there are many causes of developmental disabilities, but generally people have the developmental disability from birth, and by definition, a developmental disability always occurs before age 22. Usually, a developmental disability means that a person will require support throughout his or her lifetime. So at Murray Ridge Center, we start with babies. And through our early intervention program, we assist parents who have children with delays to stimulate their development in natural environments. Last year, our early intervention department served more than 550 individuals in our community, babies and toddlers that had developmental delays. Next, we have the Murray Ridge School, and that serves students ages 3 to 21. Most people in our community have heard of Murray Ridge School, probably the best known service of Murray Ridge Center. At Murray Ridge School, we serve children that are referred by all of the Lorain County school districts, and those that are referred tend to be the students that have the most significant or profound intellectual disabilities, and also physical involvement, maybe difficulty managing their behavior. I did have with me today Dan Swift in the back. He's our Director of Educational Services, and he'd be happy to answer any questions you might have about Murray Ridge School. Moving on then to the adult programs, we actually serve nearly 1,000 individuals with developmental disabilities through various adult programs in our community. We provide services to the vast majority of individuals, but we also coordinate and fund services that are provided by some private providers within our community. Murray Ridge operates 3 adult opportunity and vocational centers for adults. Those run Monday through Friday. We have one in Oberlin, one in Elyria, and one in Lorain. We have more than 600 individuals attending those centers, and we also provide vocational support to hundreds of individuals so that they can either be directly employed within the community or so that they can work sort of on community-based work crews that are supervised by Murray Ridge Center. There is a big push now to try to enable as many people as possible to be employed within the community. And I actually have our Director of Vocational Services, Jeff Miller, here with me today, and he would be very happy to answer any questions that you might have about the vocational services that we deliver, or if you'd like own a small business or medium-sized business and would be interested in employing somebody with developmental disabilities. Jeff's your man. Another thing that Murray Ridge Center really focused on last year, because it was our 50th anniversary, was an initiative called 50 Acts of Giving Back. And that involved helping our adult program participants to do volunteering within the community. And it was just phenomenal. The people that we served worked at many, many, many different places, churches, not-for-profits, trying to give back and meet needs in the community that has supported them for half a century. It was wildly successful, and we are going to continue that into the future. So if you are looking for volunteers, let me know, because we're going to continue to help the people that we serve connect with community by volunteering. Another thing that we do at Murray Ridge is provide residential support. And there are more than 620 individuals who receive residential services that are either provided directly by us or that are planned, coordinated, funded, and monitored by our service and support administrators. Residential services, again, are critically important to many individuals because their family members may be no longer able to take care of them. And that is an ongoing challenge of our system, to be able to step in when parents can no longer provide the necessary care for their children and adults with developmental disabilities. We have a family support program that provides some limited assistance to family members who do have a child or adult with developmental disabilities in the family home. And I would say that at this time, the majority of people that are served by the Board of Developmental Disabilities do live in the homes with their families, so we have to partner with family members to assist those individuals. And to just kind of wrap it up, one of our largest programs is our Service and Support Administration program, and that is probably most similar to what you would think of as kind of case management. We have individuals on staff who help all of the people that we serve to develop individual plans. What do they need to be safe? What do they want to experience during their lives? And they help write plans and connect them with community resources and also paid providers. And they authorize funding, necessary funding for those services to the extent that they are provided by paid providers. One thing I'd like to conclude by reiterating, and this was in your slide also, is that we use our local levy dollars to pull down federal dollars. Most of the Medicaid funding that we receive requires a match, about a 40% match of local dollars. So for example, $2.5 million in local money can pull down then $6.25 million in federal funds to help the individuals that we serve. Currently, we have about 60% of our revenue is local revenue. And I was told that there would be an interest in sort of the percentages. So in 2018, we expect 24% to come in from federal sources, 10% from state, and 60% from local levy dollars. March is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, so I did bring some literature, which is sitting on the table for you. We also have a wonderful website, a wonderful video about what we do on our website, www.murrayridgecenter.org, and I think I have maybe a minute and a half to take any questions from you. Yes, sir.
Is the video the fabric video?
Yes, it is.
I will say, I saw that at the commissioners meeting, and I think it is a wonderful video.
Thank you.
I think anybody that's interested, go to the website and take 5 minutes and watch. It's very good video.
What's the website again?
www.murrayridgecenter.org. And I believe we have that on our DD awareness flyer up front too. Anything else?
What's your total budget yearly?
Yeah, last year our total revenue was just under $34 million.
Do you run group homes?
Yeah, we actually continue to run one facility. It's an intermediate care facility on Meister Road in Lorain. We used to also operate 5 group homes throughout the community, and recently we were told that we needed to privatize those homes. So the individuals in those homes are now living in smaller kind of supported living settings, and we provide funding and service coordination for private providers who serve those individuals. Yeah, good question. Thank you. Anything else? Yes.
What is the count of salaried employees that you have?
We have nearly 500, and that's a very good question too, thank you. We are a major employer in Lorain County because we do directly provide many of the services ourselves. So we have close to 500 employees, but that includes both full-time, substitute, and part-time employees. Yes. Yes?
Is there a network in Lorain County for group homes for individuals who are duly diagnosed mentally ill and developmentally handicapped?
There's not a network that is specifically for the individuals that fall into that category of having dual diagnosis, but there is, you know, a small percentage of our population who does have mental illness, you know, in addition to developmental disabilities. And in those cases, but in those cases, we do partner with the mental health board. Usually we have pretty distinct roles, though. If it's dual diagnosis, usually DD covers most of the support services and residential type services, and then the mental health board might come in and assist with clinical issues. Great question. And I think I'm going to get done, so thank you so much.
Well, you could ask Rob.
Okay.
I say if Rob's still here, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, because we're looking at the time, I guess,
Yeah.
you know, usually we're used to going over, but maybe by splitting it up, you know, we have more elbow room, and now we're right at 10:30 here. Yeah, so, you know, we have Rob Weber, if you want to come up again.
I'll be very brief.
What's that?
I'll be very brief.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he, you know, he spoke last February. He kind of came and introduced himself. He'll tell you what he's running for, and also learn your website. So please, yeah, he's running for the state rep. Yeah, so that's good to hear. Okay, come on.
Thank you. Okay, you want that?